Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Dragon Ball Nation, and today I'm going to be giving you guys another Dragon Ball Super review, talking about episode 55. There's a lot of stuff in this episode. I was going to review it yesterday, the day it aired, but I was super tired, and quite frankly, I think I didn't really follow most of what was going on in the episode, so I waited till we had subs here. Things could still be a little bit wrong or mixed up, so hopefully I don't miss too much. There was actually a lot to dissect in this episode, but this episode revolves kind of mainly, sort of. It seemed like this was going to be the whole episode, but Goku is summoned by the Omni King, and more on that and why he's summoned later. But he's summoned there. He's talking to Beerus and Whis about it, saying, everyone's basically telling Goku, don't mess up here, don't make a fool of yourself, don't be rude, or, anything like that. Don't ask to fight people, and stuff like that, basically, is what's going on. And I do like the dialogue that's in this episode. We get revealed, at least from what my subs were like, and it seems a little strange to see it, but from the subs that I was looking at, it said that if Kaioshin dies, so Supreme Kai, Beerus also dies. But throughout this whole episode, one thing I really noticed, there are some, segments where there's a little bit farther shots, where the animation's a little bit simple, lacking detail. There's a lot of shots in this episode where the facial expressions are really phenomenal. I really enjoy a lot of them. There's subtle things with like eye movement and just expression in general. There's very little nuances that are used here, and I really do applaud the episode for doing that. But the Kais, Supreme Kai, Kibito, Elder Kai, they really want Goku to understand, do not screw up or it's over for everything. So before they get to Zeno's palace, what we really get a taste of and a look at is the whole barbarian planet that Zumasu and Guwasu were on before, and they're overlooking the barbarian scene that they didn't change, and then one of the barbarians actually attacks Zumasu, and Guwasu says we should just, basically saying, we could have just left, but Zumasu killed him by chopping him in half, which was incredible to see, by the way. But there was a moment where, again, the facial expressions of Zamasu, he's just sitting there like in a bit of a trance almost, and he like snaps out of it. But it's not even like obvious, like, like shaking your head after being in a completely different expression. It's more of a very nuanced expression. I don't think anyone really missed it, but it was a very nice touch on the episode. I really enjoyed it. Also, what we really get a glimpse at that I think is very important, there's this whole thing about the tea that Zamasu keeps bringing out to Guwasu. At first, I never thought of it. They talked about tea in a few episodes. Someone commented, I'm sure other people have probably thought this, but I know one guy commented. I apologize for not remembering what your name is, but I'm sure a couple of people have had this idea. Said that the tea may actually turn Guwasu, the Elder Kai of that realm, I suppose. I don't know if you call him an Elder Kai, but the actual Kai, not Zumasu the apprentice. The tea actually might turn Guwasu evil. So maybe the tea does turn Guwasu evil. I'm not really sure yet. It's definitely a very good theory, though, and it's very odd that they are focusing on the tea so much. There's definitely some significance to the tea. There's a point where Guwasu says, brew a new batch of tea, because he noticed, I think it's because he notices something is wrong with the tea. Although it could have just been, go brew more tea so I can drink more tea. But he definitely notices something about the tea. And, before all that, I want to talk about these in specific segments. All that stuff out of the way. Zeno, his palace, there's that Whis looking character that has like the ring around his head and the Whis shoes. He's like an attendant sort of thing. He's apparently the fifth most powerful, or it was either fifth or like top 5 strongest beings around, and even Whis said he could not match up to him because Goku wanted to fight him, and he's like, well, just know that I can't even match up to this guy, so it's not even worth your time. But Goku's being rude. I really like the episode for the fact that Goku keeps being, quote unquote rude, however you want to approach that, and the Supreme Kai's, like elbowing him, getting him to stop. Everyone's like, cut your shit, Goku. I mean, Whis doesn't really care. He's very calm and collected, but the Supreme Kai is like very, very servantly, I suppose. He's bowing down and all that sort of stuff. He's trying to be very presentable to the Omni King. And it turns out that what the Omni King wants is for Goku to be his friend. He just wants a friend to play with. He really likes Goku. He really has a fondness to him. And Goku comes up with he asks Goku, what do you want to be called? And Goku said, I just want to be called Goku. And he comes up with a name for the Omni King as well. He just says, Omni-chan. So it's kind of funny. I really like that whole scene in general with the Omni King. I thought it was really nice and a different type of tone than what we've been getting the last few episodes. It's a very well-made episode in general. The tone is very consistent. There's not a whole lot of dark stuff going on, aside from, I guess, some of the more serious bits with Zamasu and Gowasu. So there's no mention of Goku Black to Zeno. I keep getting like Zamasu, Zeno. I probably said Zuno at one point as well, so I'm messing up all the names, I'm sure, so forgive me for that. There's this whole thing, though, where they're not letting him know about Goku Black, because if he does, it's apparently going to be really bad. I bet you what's going to happen is it's not actually going to be that bad. He'll find out. Goku says, wait till I'm done with this very important stuff, then I'll come back and play, or even better yet, let me find someone to be your play friend in the meantime. So we don't know who that's going to be yet. Goku doesn't even know. He tries to trick the Omni King, which is apparently a very big deal, obviously. So he gets a button to call the Omni King whenever he needs to. And it was funny when he pressed the button when he was already there. And he's like, well, it's not really that useful if you're using it when I'm right here. But I'm sure that button's going to get used involving Black. I'm pretty positive of it. But I do like that whole dynamic of Zeno is basically like a kid. It's pretty funny, actually, the whole thing. His attendants, it was really funny when his attendants, the two guards, were telling Goku, watch your tone. And then he just turns to them and he's like, I'll destroy you. Like, that's really, really funny in my mind. But all in all, I really did enjoy the episode. Goku mentioned that, he's asking earlier, in the beginning of the episode, I thought was interesting to point out, is he said, is it about the tournament? Is that what he wants to talk about? So that tournament, that whole Omniversal tournament thing is still in the works, and I'm very confident that it is going to be a future arc. Hopefully. It's still being mentioned, so that's very important. Aside from that, really, Zamasu loses his Potara earring because he killed that barbarian creature. Gowasu takes the Potara back, and there's a scene in the episode where Zamasu's very, very he's examining that earring on Gowasu's ear. He's definitely going to somehow take it back. Obviously, Goku Black has one of those green earrings. It's got to be one of these two people, I feel like, at this point. So that's pretty much my thoughts of the episode. If it was a little bit mixed up, I apologize. I'm still, I guess, a little bit tired. I've been tired the last few days. I have not been getting much sleep, but hopefully it wasn't, too mixed up. You guys followed. If I missed anything important, I apologize. Let me know down below. But next week's episode, I'll talk about my preview and predictions. It looks so phenomenal. It really, really does. So I'm very excited for that. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Share your thoughts on episode 55 and any theories you might have down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.